Hey guys, back with another vinyl collection video. Let's see if I can get through all of my remaining Sufjan Stevens albums in this video. For context, I try to show off about 10, but I limit myself to 10 to 15 minutes. I have a stack of 10 records, that's what I usually grab. 8 of them are Sufjan Stevens albums. So let's get into it. So first off, we have his EP, All Delighted People. This EP is almost an hour long, actually over an hour long if you count the vinyl bonus tracks. But it only has 8 tracks, at least on the main part of it. But they're, of course, longer tracks. You have 2 different versions of All Delighted People. I definitely do feel like it classifies as an EP despite its length. Yeah, and that's the gatefold. For some reason, I really like the font for the letters in the center of this album. And then I did mention, the main part of the album. So side D, the vinyl was extended. It has the soundtrack for a short film that he did the score for that was directed by Natalie Portman. It's a bunch of piano solos. Then lastly, we have a download card. Now, of his solo albums, this is my personal favorite. We have Age of Odds. This is a return. Is more electronic-driven sound, but it still has a lot of symphonic orchestral elements to it. But it's a very jarring juxtaposition between the electronic side and orchestral side. To me, it comes across as a fuck you to his older music, and I kind of like that approach. I do have to say I like both the packaging and the actual album better on CD. And I did have it on CD, but a friend, back when I had friends a long time ago, borrowed it from me. I never got it back. I fell out of touch with him. He deleted all his social media, so I have no real way of contacting him, but there are a few different art images that the vinyl has, the CD has, but then the CD also has some art that the vinyl doesn't have. Like I distinctly remember this image not being with the CD, but there's a bunch of other art that the CD had. But the reason why I prefer listening to it on CD to vinyl is the final track, Impossible Soul, is like this crazy 25-minute long opus. I guess they decided that it was just too long to fit on a single side of vinyl, so they actually took the ending of the song, kind of made a song of its own, and put on side C. It's not listed on here, but the ending of it is at the end of side C as kind of a standalone song, and it works pretty decently. I just prefer the flow of having the ending be at the end of Impossible Soul, so that's why I prefer listening to it on CD. I just no longer have it on CD. All right, next up we have Terry and Lowell. This is his most stripped down and personal album. It was inspired by the death of his stepmother, Carrie. It's a lot more minimalistic, folky. Could be argued that it's his least ambitious album, but I actually kind of feel like, he's known for such large, grandiose, lush arrangements. I kind of feel like stripping himself down like this is actually, in his own unique way, pretty ambitious for him. Now, I've shown one of these off in a previous vinyl that I got from him, but I like how some of Asthmatic Kitty's receipts have this little stamp thank you, so as dumb as it is, I like to keep the receipt for it. See, I have a ticket from a concert that I went to that I slipped in here, and I have a download card with some advertisements. Next up, we have, they call it Carrie and Lowell Live. It's actually just a Blue Bucket of Gold, which is a really great song live. He extends it, really amazing. And then it has a cover of Hotline Bling featuring an artist called Gallant on it as well. Funny thing about that, I didn't even realize it was a cover. The day I got it, I listened to it, I thought it sounded kind of rather obnoxious by Sufjan Stevens standards, and then that same day I went to the grocery store and like the original version of it was just playing on the radio. But it's on clear blue vinyl. Let's see, and we have a download card. I believe this is the download for the full concert that this was from. Like I said, I never played these, so if anybody wants to try that out, that's probably a good one to get. With that said, I do know like a video of it's available to see for free on YouTube. So that's, whenever I want to experience that concert, that's how I do it. Now, I keep Sufjan's collaborative albums separate from like his solo albums. This could be argued to be a collaboration album, but I kind of see this as a solo album. But we got the Decalogue. A lot of people classify this as a collaboration because as Timo Andres, I think is how you pronounce it, on piano. But it was all written by Sufjan Stevens. It just wasn't performed by him. Since it was written by him, I kind of see this as a solo album, though. But yeah, this is just a series of piano solos. There's a essay on the back that I still haven't read yet, so I'll probably do that after this video. One of my favorite things about this is it actually has the sheet music for all of it. It's kind of funny. So I'm somewhat of a piano player. I took lessons when I was a kid. Took lessons again when I was in college. When I got this, I thought it looked like it was fairly easy, but I took a trip to my mom's house with the pianos at. And yeah, my skills on piano definitely lapsed a good deal, but we also have this art insert. I don't know if you hear the thunder, but there's a storm right now, and it's on black vinyl. I rather like the artwork for this album, though, actually. So just take another look at that cover. I don't know, I just really like it. Alright, next we have his most recent solo album. We have The Ascension. Probably my least favorite album of his, if I can be honest with you. It's pretty straightforward electronic pop music. Pretty decent as far as that goes, but it's definitely lacking in his typical ambition, I would say. Here's a look at the download card. I'd wager that code's still active. This is a fairly recent album, but there we go. Alright, now we're getting into some collaboration. So this is one of his more recent albums. Might be the most recent, actually, but we have A Beginner's Mind, Sufjan Stevens and Angelo De Augustine. I have them alphabetized by, who he's collaborating with. And in the case of Lowell Brahms, since his name is listed first, I have that album back in the B's section. But he's done a pretty good number of collaboration type albums. But yeah, so this album basically was kind of built around a ritual. They were staying together in a cabin. They'd watch a movie, they'd write and record a song inspired by it. Download card. And we also have like this movie club member card. Kind of neat little throw in. But yeah, it's a pretty solid album. One of my favorites of his. And yeah, that's all that I'm going to be showing for today. So I'm sort of still in my Sufjan Stevens collection, but at least I got out of his solo album. So that's kind of a nice push that I made through there. So yeah, I'll continue on with, well, I have just one more Sufjan Stevens related album to show for this, but I'm going to save that for my next video. And yeah, I'll see you later.